at that point. Not once removed, twice removed from reality, because you've adapted and adjusted to complete illusion and stark raving madness, and you now think you've normalized into stark raving madness. In fact, maybe even a little bit of success. I've succeeded, unlike my siblings and unlike the disadvantaged members of society, I have succeeded. And Jesus is like, yeah, you're right, you've succeeded at being twice removed from reality. Okay. Then I meet people that go through like 12-step programs. We're talking like knockdown, drag out kind of things. Addictions, maxed out, where they've gone into major addictions with drinking or drugs or sex addictions and all the things, and they get to a point where they are like little children and they're just like, their knees are wobbling, they're going, can't do this anymore, can't do this, can't make it. And they like flop down from their wobbly knees down to on their knees, and something inside them just cries out, help, help, I need another way. Please, God, if you're even there, help, show me another way. They have a name for this, I think, in 12 steps. It's called bottoming out. They bottom out. For them, they have reached, achieved being once removed from reality. That's the once removed from reality point. Because they can't make it. They actually fall down to their knees and say, I can't do this. Whereas they say, this is unmanageable. My life became unmanageable. Just think how beautiful that word is, unmanageable. If you think you're managing it, and you think it's working, but it's not, but you're convinced that it's working, that's twice removed from reality. It's the unmanageable part. Help! My life is unmanageable. That's the once removed. You're going back home to God much faster, once removed than twice removed. So the wheels have got to fall off. Why does Jesus talk about a period of relinquishment? Why does he give us 6 stages of the development of trust in the teacher's manual, and 4 of the 6 are uncomfortable, disorienting, challenging, frustrating. 4 of the 6. 4 of the 6. That's 2/3. 2/3. It's like, give it to me straight. Give it to me straight. I want to really wake up here. I really want to find eternal peace and happiness. This is very important. Okay. Then enough going for number 2. Door number 1 is going to come in there.
But even door number 1, I'm sure there's people in this room that have experienced this. You get everything going for you, and then in 1 year the bottom falls out. The job with a really great salary, and you've made the pinnacle of your career, that goes out the window. A beloved parent dies, your pets die, you get divorced. All in the same year, you move out of your house. I mean, you talk about stresses. You think you got it all together, but it can change like that, because there's no control. I mean, the illusion of control, and we all buy into it. We get so enmeshed into the ego world. We invest so much in it, and I got my degree, I've got this, I've got the job, and like that, it can be all taken away. So what are we investing in? We're investing in shadows. We're investing in insubstantiality. So even when you think you got it all together, there's no trust in that. There isn't. The only trust is the unsubstantial. So whether you're on your knees or you got it all, you're still in the same bad place.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we call it removed from reality. Like if reality was happy, if you're twice removed from reality, you're miserable. But maybe you've tried to convince yourself you're not so miserable. And if you're once removed from reality, you're still miserable.
Yes.
But the wheels are falling off. The defense mechanisms are crashing down. You're kind of like Alice, tumbling down the rabbit hole, trying to grab on for a branch here or there. You can't even find a damn branch to fall. It's like tumbling down. And But again, that part of that tumbling down is, it does seem to be a disillusionment. It seems to be a phase of waking up where there's a sense of disillusionment, like what I thought would get me there did not. And also there's a bit of the thing with the investment, so much time and money and effort invested in that. I mean, certainly for me, 10 years of schooling on top of there's a lot of papers and books to read and on and on and on and on and on, and then you get to a point where it's almost like, okay, unlearn. What do you mean unlearn? It's like, I thought I was achieving something positive, that's why I was doing all that work. Reverse, unlearn, let it all go. Okay, all right, what are you going to do? And then at that point, it's like, it's important to have this awareness that everything you seem to learn and develop can be used by the Spirit. So it's not like, in this, you don't get this sense of like it's a total loss. It's like you don't have to go out and reinvent the wheel and learn a bunch more stuff. It's just like whatever you did learn gets used by the Spirit. Isn't that nice? It's kind of like, that's part of the integration. Spirit's like, okay, you seem to know how to make some money? We can work with that. You seem to know how to speak a language or some languages? We can work with that. It's like almost like you're giving your resume of, here's what I've got, here's what I've done. Can you make anything out of it? Use it? Sure, no problem. You like golf? Great, I'll teach you about the inner game of golf. We'll use, don't worry, you don't have to learn Tai Chi, all that stuff about yoga, breathing, postures. Let's just use the golf and the tennis. You know how to do those things, we can use those. It's like whatever you've learned can be used. Isn't that wonderful, that's the way that it goes. Skills, abilities, whatever you seem to have, those things can all get used. But they all have to be turned in a whole new direction and channelized in one direction, which is healing. Everything that was learned by the ego has to be channelized in the direction of healing. Why? So that all those separate skills and abilities and all those separate self-concepts can merge together into one integrated self-concept. Call it forgiveness, call it atonement, call it enlightenment, call it whatever you want. The whole, remember we talked about not the parts, but the whole. What if all those parts are aimed in one direction by one who knows where it's going? By one who's already come through the keyhole, who's already gone through this unification and integration. There's a guide, there's a leader, there's a teacher, there's your higher self, the intuition, knows perfectly how to use everything, maximize everything. Nothing lost, nothing wasted. Everything just turned in one turn, like, oh yeah, I can use that. Including time. The ego made up time, and the Holy Spirit doesn't get a machine gun out and just try to blow holes in it, or get some TNT, some bomb or something and blow time up. No, the Holy Spirit says, okay. So the ego made some time. Well, I'll use time to collapse time. And then beyond collapsing it, I'll eliminate it entirely, linear time, from your awareness. That's a great thing. Using time to eliminate time is a good use of time. In fact, it's the only good use of time. If you're not using time to eliminate time, then you're wasting time. First time I've ever heard that one. Write that down.